you're building an organization, if you're building a business, or if you're learning to build a business, you must have read that or you must have heard that sales is king. And of course, why shouldn't it be? Sales is eventually the bread and butter of any organization, whether it's a product business or a service business, whether you're a small micro company or you are a big MNC, sales is what keeps the ball rolling. While there are many critical skills which go into making a good salesperson, there's one important skill which I believe, if learned properly, makes you a better, gives you an edge over other salespeople, and that skill set is being able to build relationship with your customers, which we can also call doing sales through relationship building. In this video, let's understand how relationship building with your customers is important for any kind of company and why is it important. So in fact, let's start with why sales through relationship building, why relationship building is in fact important for the sales process. See, any sales so if you are an organization, if you're a business, you are doing a sale, but at the other end, your customer, they are making a purchase. And any purchase, almost largely, I would say all purchases are decision at the customer's end. And if there is a decision involved, there is a human involved, and if we are able to build a relationship with that human, the likelihood of us as an organization, as a business, making that sale increases. I know in today's time there's a lot of technology which automates the sales process at both the ends, at business end and at the customer ends also. Even then, I would say, especially for big ticket uh, item purchases, there's always a fine uh, decision making step in even in automated sales, which is, and that decision is taken by a human. So that's why uh, having a good relationship, making your customers like you, that's why it's very important in sales. Now, I will cover how to build a relationship and how relationship building is different in different sectors or industries. I wouldn't say industries, but in different kind of organizations, which are vis-a-vis who are your end customers, through three brief examples. First is in B2B organizations. So, if you are in the B2B industry where you are a business selling a product or a service to another business, of course, you would have heard the term key account managers or key account management. So, typically in enterprise sales, account managers build relationship. So, if I am a business which is selling to another business, my salesperson would typically, I would call them key account managers and I would assign them to my clients, or I would also assign them to potential clients. Now, how many uh, account managers per client depends upon the business size. So, for example, uh, if you have for smaller kind of for customers which have smaller business with you, you might tag one key account manager with 5 to 6 to 10 businesses, and there are very big enterprise accounts where for each account you would have you know uh, not just a key account manager but a whole key account management team. That's how the account management happens. So while the account manager, the key responsibilities are not just relationship building, their main role is to ensure that uh, the account keeps continuing purchasing from the business, and the revenue is maintained, the revenue is on a quarterly or annual basis, the business increases. But key account management is one sales job which, if you talk to any, cam, they would tell you that while your product or the kind of service you provide as an organization to the customer is important, but relationship building with your customer as a key account manager goes a very, very long way. I remember, if I can share from my own example, when I was working as a key account manager for one of the companies I worked with, one of my clients, he said that, Madam, for us, you are the face of the company. I know it's an MNC and there are, a lot of people involved at a big company, but for me, you are, he said, you are, he used the name of that company, that you are this company for me. And for me, you are the first person, first point of contact I will reach out to, and all my happy news or problems, you are the one who's going to solve that for me. So that's the importance of relationship building in B2B accounts, that the customers start recognizing the company through you, and they do all the dealings with the company, depending upon what kind of relationship you're able to maintain with them. So moving on to retail, right? And I think as customers also, you would have experienced it, that if you go to any physical store and maybe let's take an example of, say, a smartphone, right? Maybe you went and you said, the budget you had kept in your mind was 25K, that you'll buy a smartphone for 25K. But you walk into a store and there's this exceptionally good store manager or sales executive who's able to convince you to upgrade your purchase, and they keep telling you, right, so आप ये ले लीजिए, इसका ये फीचर ज़्यादा अच्छा है, अरे आप ये मिस आउट कर देंगे, ये ले लीजिए, इसमें थोड़ा ही ज़्यादा पैसा है, but you will get a lot of features. So, and you are convinced, right? You upgrade your budget and you end up making, you end up spending more than you had planned for. So that's the beauty of, a good, a convincing salesperson who's able to convince you at the spot, right? Uh, it may be your first purchase, or and if, as a customer, if you are purchasing at offline stores, I'm sure you would know, you would have certain stores which you keep going back to, and the same store executives who you interact with, who are comfortable with, you have built a relationship with, and such good store executives are always an asset to any offline store. They are the rock stars who are able to get attention of the customers and upsell, cross sell, and the underlying concept, the underlying skill which they are using here also is that they're able to strike a chord, strike a relationship with the customers. Next, B2C. Now, as a, if you're building a brand or a product which, or a service which you say that I'm not interacting directly with my customers, they are at the store buying my product, or I have a website and people come check my stuff out and then they purchase. How do I build, so you will say that I'm not talking to my customers. How do I build a relationship with them? The simple answer is consistent brand building. Look around you, look at the big organizations. You have a relationship with, say, Apple, right? Or you have a relationship with Amazon. You have a relationship, these are high ticket item purchases, even for smaller things, right? The soap you use. You have a relationship with HUL, you have a relationship with Nestle. You have not interacted with people from these companies, but you have seen consistent brand communication from these organizations over a period of time. They have reached out to you with the right uh, positioning, with the right messaging, and that's how they're able to build a relationship with you. So, people who, especially in India, uh, those of you who are old enough would remember that there was this case where some years back where uh, it was found that the Maggie, Nestle's Maggie, which we consume, is not up to the health food, food's health standards. And there was this brief period when, there was a lot of negative news around Maggie, but they came back with, new messaging, and they invoked. If it's very interesting. If you just go back and, if you can Google the ads during that time when they came back and reintroduced Maggie, they invoked the emotional connect or the relationship which the Indian customers already had with Maggie, and I think that's one of, and they were able to recover from that negative sentiment period. And I think this is one of the very fine examples that how even as a B2C organization, you build relationship with your customers over a time with the right messaging at the right time to the right customers. And that's how you're able to, over a period, you're able to ensure that the customers keep purchasing from you and keep liking you as a brand, and which eventually would result in sales, because as I mentioned at the start of the video, the main purpose of any organization, of any business, is to make sales. Hope you learned from this video, and if you are in the process of making your business, or building your business, or making your product, or you're learning how to start a business, follow us, check out more videos on our channel for very fundamental, simple concepts which help you be a better business person. Thanks for watching.